What's up? This is CDLA. I have 13 plus years in beer distributing industry, and we're going to answer a beer question today, a delivery question. And the question is, who's responsible for creating the daily routes? So we're going to talk about that. We're going to talk about how that ties into what time stores open, restaurants open, supermarkets and delis, gas stations, and then I'm going to talk about why is it good to let the driver sequence the daily route and not an external source, specifically in the beverage industry. It's not going to be in a certain order to this. It's just all going to tie in together. So who's responsible for creating the daily routes? That's up to the company. I know one company in my city that they sequence everything. They sequence what day the stores get their delivery. They sequence what time their drivers get there. They say their driver's going to get here at Monday at 12. The next stop is going to be this store at 1. We call them stops. So if you hear me saying stops, I'm just talking about stores. This next stop is going to be Applebee's at 3. The next stop is going to be gas station at 5. So this 7-Up company sequenced everything for them, and in my opinion, that's not efficient. How my company ran it, what they did was, okay, they chose the days that each store was going to get delivered on. So my company said, okay, I want you to deliver to these stores on Monday, I want you to deliver to these set of stores on Tuesday, these set of stores on Wednesday, and so on throughout the week. Now, the sequencing of the route and what order we delivered those stores on those days was up to us, the drivers, which made things very, very efficient because we're not trying to be at work forever. So we're going to run our route in a way that is very efficient. Now, the reason why you should not allow an external source to come in and do this and let the driver do this is because there's a lot of factors involved, which, again, what time the store opens. This is the most obvious one. But just because the store is open, it doesn't mean the boss there is there to give you the check. It doesn't mean the boss there is to pay you. He may have checks there, but he doesn't allow his employees to write the check. So maybe the store is open, but the boss doesn't get there till noon. So how can an outside source figure that out, right? Traffic. Maybe this side of town at this time has a lot of traffic, and you can't maneuver through there. So you want to avoid that area instead of getting caught up in there. Even indoor traffic. What I mean by that is like the busyness inside the business that you're delivering to. So sometimes some stores they would get very busy around lunchtime because they had businesses where people were getting off for lunch and they were all coming to the stores. Some stores are very heavy on lottery, like midday lottery. People will be there playing their lotto numbers and you'll get caught up in that. So that's why I save that, because the driver, he's going to be out there experiencing that, and he can make adjustments on the fly and then fall into a routine, because he's going to learn the behavior of the day-to-day operations, not just delivering to this store, delivering to that store, delivering to this store, but he's going to know the behavior inside the business, where he knows if he needs to go there to deliver or avoid it completely, or be there early or come later. And with all that in relation to all the other stores, he can sync it all together just from being in there every day. And then the store owners or whoever, store clerks, will get used to that person coming in, at that time. And also, they left it open for us that once we started running our routes and something wasn't working out, we could see that, actually Monday delivery, let's say a Sunoco's delivery on Monday, it'd be better if we delivered to him on Wednesday, because these factors are involved. So on Wednesday, it'd be better for me to deliver for him then, because maybe he accepts a 1 o'clock delivery, and I'm in that area at 1 o'clock on Wednesday, and he's not busy around that time. And so my company will let us work that out with the Sunoco people or whatever store I want to adjust. And if we agreed, we would move it. So that's the best way to run it to me. So let's say I own a beverage company. What I would do is I would figure out what days, I would look on the board and say, okay, I have these amount of stores. I'll figure out which store should be delivered Monday, which store should be delivered Tuesday, and so on. And then after that, I will give it to my driver and say, here's a layout. Now you guys can kind of figure it out, what's the best way to run these day to day. Different things to keep in mind is that restaurants do not like to be delivered to during lunchtime. So their lunchtime is between 11 and 2. So there's no delivering to a restaurant between 11 and 2. Now, there are always exceptions, right? Some companies may allow you, especially if they have a good relationship with the driver. But most likely, you will not be able to deliver between 11 and 2. So restaurants usually open around 9, some at 8. You'd have to get to your as many restaurants as you can between 8 and before 11. Between 8 and before 11. And then you can't deliver to them again till after 2. 24-hour stores, you have to remember you got 24-hour gas stations. So if you were to deliver to a gas station, then if you have a 24-hour one, you could probably make it there at 4 in the morning, and clean up as many 24-hour stops as you can, and then hit some restaurants, then fall back again to hitting as many stores as you can, and then you could clean up the restaurants later. So a route never looks smooth like this. Let's say this is your starting point. A route never goes in a circle smoothly and comes back, because of all those factors I just told you. The driver will be more doing something like this: go to stop A, go to stop B, cut across town, come here, come back across town, hit a few here, come here, go back over here, hit someone along the way, come back, and then he might have to clean up the rest on the way back. So it looks more like zigzaggy star type of route rather than a smooth route all the way around. And again, that's the reason that we need to let the driver sequence the route, because he's out there, he can feel things out, and it'll be much more efficient to let him figure it out along with the behavior and the trends that's going on day to day. So that's it. We just answered the question: who's responsible for creating the daily routes, the daily sequence, the day-to-day operations? So that's it. Remember, drivers, be safe, and you are the captain of your ship. Yeah.